Hey there, welcome to day 160 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today we are talking about the soaP framework, the P in the soaP framework, which stands for progress. How do you know if you're moving toward what you want or not? And this month we're focusing on financial goals. So how do we know if the financial goal that we set for ourselves, if we're moving toward it or away from it? That's what this P in progress is all about. So we want to talk about and think about, as I'm dropping things on the floor, how do we measure that? How do we know, what are some of the different ways to measure if we're making progress, financial progress toward the goal that we set for ourselves? Now, I am adding an additional income stream, and how do I know if I'm making progress to that? Well, I'll share some possible ways to measure things, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do and what I'm actually measuring and going to measure going forward throughout the rest of this year to make sure that I achieve this goal. Now, our action item today is to ask yourself, how am I going to measure? How will I know? What am I going to measure? And how often am I going to measure? What frequency? And then, am I going to document it or not? I always document in my little journal, my little annual journal book, and I don't think this one's going to last the whole year. It might. It's got a lot of pages in it, but I don't know that it has 365 pages in it. And I do about a page a day because I like to keep notes and keep track and then document what I'm doing. Why? Because if our life is worth living, it's actually worth keeping track of and documenting. I wish I would have documented more things in my life, more memories, more experiences, more things, because I could go back and I could look and I could say, oh, that's the lesson that I missed when I had this experience. So what are some different types of measure? I like the financial area and aspect of our life because there's a lot of objective measures. There's a lot of things we can actually measure really, really easily. We can measure, for example, our income and our expenses. We can keep track of how much money is coming into our life and how much money is going out. That's pretty easy to do. Just a matter of keeping track of your bills. You can do it on a piece of paper. You can do it in a notebook. You can do it in a ledger. Heck, you can do it on your computer. You can almost do it automatically. You can scan receipts into things now, and it'll automatically put them into categories. There's apps on our phones. There's so many technological ways and easy ways to do this. There's really no excuse not to. We can calculate our savings rate. We can look at the number in our savings account or in our checking account or in our other investment accounts. We can assess our debt reduction. If we say that our goal is to reduce our credit card debt, well, we can see if we're reducing our credit card debt or not. Maybe you want to pay off your student loans, so you decide you're going to pay an extra $100 per month on your student loans, whatever it is. And you can track that. Either you did it or you didn't. Investment portfolio performance, we can keep track of that and watch that. I watch my investment portfolios every month. I check them when the statements come, and I see if I'm performing better or worse. And then tracking any goal-specific metrics. So my goal is to add an additional income stream. So I am just tracking profits, not gross dollars in, expenses out. I'm just tracking the key performance indicator of profitability. Am I increasing to my net worth and my profits at the end of each month? That's how often I'm going to track it. So it's pretty easy. It's like, okay, did I meet my goal this month or did I not? Because I have a specific number and goal in mind. Either I meet it or I don't. If I didn't meet it, then I have to figure out ways to improve my performance so that I can meet it. If I did meet it, I'm excited about that. I'm going to do more of what I've been doing that's working. So that is our topic and our task for the day. P means progress in the soaP framework. How do I know if I'm moving toward what I want or not? And usually intuitively we know if we're moving toward what we want or not, if we're doing the things we said we're going to do to achieve the goal that we want or not. But I think holding ourselves accountable by actually keeping track, documenting, and looking at specific numbers and measures really helps us to keep track of our progress. I like to graph mine. I'm an old Excel spreadsheet nerd, and so I like to make graphs and charts and all kinds of things that visually show me and encourage me and motivate me to keep moving toward my goal. All right, have an awesome day. Any questions, ask. If you're having a hard time thinking about how am I going to measure this, just ask, and I guarantee I can think of ways that you can measure it, or I can get you telling yourself, hey, I really do know how to measure this. All right, in a way that's best for you. Have a great day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.